Namaste. Welcome to Agriculture Affairs in Nepal with me, Nirmala Basnet. Dear viewers, let us now start the program with the main affairs of the day. Tea worth 3.5 arba has been exported in the first 11 months of the current fiscal year. In the fiscal year 2077-78, 5.6 million 21,000 metric tons of paddy has been produced. 4 dairy industries in Thading district have been taken action against. Plus more. Let us continue the program with very interesting invention, Coca-Cola bottle rope. Recycling will remain one of the most important creative work the human race is going to do even in the future. The natural resources are deteriorating and the synthetic materials are polluting the environment. Man has to reuse the resources in order to sustain. This next report indicates that a farmer in the west of Nepal is creating ropes out of Coca-Cola bottles. This is a very interesting and very creative thing to do. This man worked in the foreign countries for a few years and started his own farm in Nepal after returning. Many youths who have returned from foreign countries have come to Nepal with new ideas and new hope. Tulsi Ram Tharu of Banke Bajanath has made cords from waste Coca-Cola and Pepsi bottles. He has been cultivating vegetables in 11 katas. Let us look at this news report for a little while. Tulsi Ram Tharu of Banke Bajanath has made cords from wasted Coca-Cola and Pepsi bottles. He has been cultivating vegetables in 11 katas. The rope he bought from the market to use in the tunnel started to rot less than a month ago. This is Tulsi Ram Tharu of Bajanath Village Municipality for Tilakpur. Tulsi Ram has returned home after spending 4 years abroad for employment. He is now cultivating vegetables on 11 kata of land. He made the rope from plastic bottles that were not used by Coca-Cola after the rope he bought from the market for use in the tunnel was washed away by water and sun. He has now stopped buying ropes from the market. He uses a plastic bottle cord made out of Coca-Cola and Pepsi. He sells vegetables and spends the mornings and evenings at home. This year he has cultivated bitter gourd in 2 blocks and produced about 18 quintals and sold it.
सबभन्दा बढी अहिले यो 5 नम्बर प्रदेशमा यो जुन कृषि स्मार्ट स्थापना भएको छ नि यो अहिले कृषि स्मार्ट नै हेरिरहेको छ हामीलाई सबभन्दा बढी नै कृषि स्मार्टले अनुदानहरु पाउनु भयो अनुदान त अब यो सुरुदेखि यो पानीदेखि लिएर बिउ बिजनदेखि लिएर मलदेखि लिएर यो सबै अब यो कृषि स्मार्टले नै दिएको सबै राम्रो छ.
The Smart Agriculture Village program run by the state government has been providing him with various items required for farming. Apart from bitter gourd, he also has vegetables like chili, squash, lady's finger, and cucumber. He says that one can earn good income at home by engaging in agriculture rather than going abroad for employment.
यसो तरकारीहरु गरेर अर्गानिक तरकारीहरु उत्पादन गरेर हामी सबै यो मिलेर गरौं र 3 करोड नेपालीलाई यो अर्गानिक तरकारी खुवाएर अनि भनम निरोगी बनाम.
Thousands of young people like Tulsi Ram are fleeing abroad for employment. The government wants young people like Tulsi Ram to do agriculture. It is important to encourage. The government allocates billions in agriculture, but the real farmers have not received anything from the government so far. The government needs to identify and provide grants and assistance to young people who want to do real and agriculture work. Reported by Jageshwar Singh Tharu. After the news report, let us now talk about tea export. Even though most sectors have been affected by corona, the tea export is booming, according to the next report. Now that Nepali tea is branded, the industry is on high tea about the fact. Nepali tea has been commercially cultivated for the last 150 years. Ilam is the capital of Nepali tea. Earlier, farmers were complaining that the Nepali government was not paying much attention to this sector. Many farmers turned the tea gardens to grains and vegetable fields because they saw no future. Now that the tea is branded, there is new hope in the industry. Tea worth 3.5 arba has been exported in the first 11 months of the current fiscal year. Even in the midst of the corona pandemic, the tea trade has not been affected much. Let us look at this news report for a little while. Tea worth 3.5 arba has been exported in the first 11 months of the current fiscal year. Even in the midst of the corona pandemic, the tea trade has not been affected much. Executive Director of Tea and Coffee Development Board, Dr. Vishnu Vatarai, said that tea worth 3.51 arba was exported even during the ban due to corona. Speaking on the occasion, Vatarai said that the development and expansion of tea and coffee would not be possible unless the leadership changes its attitude towards it. According to Vatarai, the leadership does not understand that it is the livelihood of small farmers. Nepal has succeeded in implementing the trademark of tea, which has been stalled for many years. After the news report, let us now talk about production of paddy in the fiscal year. According to the government official report, the production of paddy has increased in this fiscal year. Increased paddy production in the country is considered basis for the country's economy. According to the voice of the government, it is trying to manage food security, which is a reliable source of economy. However, when we receive the news from the farmers, they feel neglected and they complain they do not get the subsidy promised by the government. This next report gives hope for the Nepali agriculture. However, we have a long way to go. In the fiscal year 2077-78, 5.6 million 21,000 metric tons of paddy has been produced. Let us look at this news report for a little while. In the fiscal year 2077-78, 5.6 million 21,000 metric tons of paddy has been produced. Paddy was cultivated in an area of 1.47 million hectares in this fiscal year. According to Januka Pandit, Acting Director General of the Department of Agriculture, 56.21 metric tons of paddy has been produced in the area. On the eve of the 18th National Paddy Day and Transplantation Festival, the Department of Agriculture held a press conference at its office premises on Sunday. The department has stated that the area under paddy has increased by 1% and paddy production by 1.3% this year as compared to the previous year. Acting Director General Pandit said that the rate of productivity growth of paddy crop needs to be widened and made sustainable in the coming days.
यसपालि हाम्रो नेपालमा चाहिँ समयमै पानी परेको भएर चाहिँ यहाँ चाहिँ लगभग रोपाई चाहिँ सायद 15 गते अथवा धान दिवस भन्दा अगाडि नै रोपाई सकेको जस्तो देखिन्छ। आजसम्मको अनुसार चाहिँ लगभग खोकनामा चाहिँ तपाईको लगभग 80 देखि 90% हाराहारीमा चाहिँ रोपाई सकेको अवस्था छ। जुन चाहिँ यसपालि चाहिँ पोरपाल भन्दा चाहिँ यसपालि चाहिँ समयभन्दा अगावै पानी परेको भएर चाहिँ रोपाई चाहिँ अगाडि सकेको छ।
She said that there are grounds to improve food security by increasing paddy production in the country, become self-reliant in paddy and increase employment and income by linking production with industry. She also informed that paddy production has increased by 60% and productivity by 59% in the last 30 years.
पहिलेको वर्षमा चाहिँ पानी नपरेको कारणले गर्दा एकदमै यहाँनेर धान रोप्न पनि एकदमै ढिला हुन्थ्यो। पानी मिसिनले तानेर खोलाबाट मिसिनले तानी धान रोप्नु पर्ने हुन्थ्यो। यसपालि चाहिँ समयमै पानी परेको कारणले गर्दाखेरि धानहरु पनि धेरै रोपिसक्यौं। अब 15 गते पनि आउन चाहिँ टाइमै छ। आउन भन्दा अगाडि नै हामीले धेरै यो धानहरु चाहिँ रोपिसकिसक्यौं। लगभग आज भोलिमा सकिन्छ होला।
National Paddy Day is celebrated on Ashar 15 every year. This year, the Paddy Day will be celebrated under the slogan Increase in Paddy Production, Food Security, Self-Reliance and Prosperity, said Director General Pandit. 15th of Ashar was a Paddy Day here. This year, the rain has been heavy. There have been many floods and landslides. Many people have lost lives. We're suffering from corona pandemic and at the same time floods and landslides. This is a nightmare for many people. Yet the 15th of Ashar was celebrated with new hope for the coming year. The paddy transplanted this year is expected to produce more than the previous year. Since rice is the most loved food of the Nepali people, its transplantation and harvest is specially celebrated. Minister for Agriculture and Livestock Development, Basant Kumar Nimwang, has said that country will prosper only if it becomes self-reliant by increasing paddy production. Let us look at this news report for a little while. Minister for Agriculture and Livestock Development Bashant Kumar Nemuang has said that the country will prosper only if it becomes self-reliant by increasing paddy production. Participating in a program organized on the occasion of the 18th National Paddy Day and Transplantation Festival on Tuesday, Minister Nemuang said that the country's prosperity would be achieved only if the production of paddy is increased, as agriculture is the reliable basis of the country's economy. He said that it was necessary to replace imports and become self-reliant by increasing the production and productivity of agriculture. He said that the main basis of the country's prosperity was the agriculture sector.
यो नीति अन्तर्गत अब अहिले जो प्राप्त गर्ने यन्त्रहरू छन् त्यही अन्तर्गतको भर्खरै यहाँले देख्नुभयो त्यसले चाहिँ एउटा मान्छेले एउटा मेन पावरले गर्ने क्षमताभन्दा अत्यधिक धेरै गुणाहरू रोपणहरू गरेको छ त्यसै भएको हुनाले यसरी अगाडि बढाएर किनभने त्यो निश्चित समयभित्र गर्नुपर्ने भएको हुनाले यसको प्रयोग चाहिँ व्यावहारिक छ भन्ने कुराहरू लाग्यो मलाई आफैलाई पनि महसुस भयो पहिलोपल्ट.
Minister Nemuang said that it was necessary to pay attention to the prevalence and the need of paddy crop in food and nutrition security of Nepal. He mentioned that the government is formulating a clear policy for increasing productivity, modernization, storage, and market management of paddy. He also said that ministry was ready to formulate any policy for the development of paddy crop. Secretary of the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development, Dr. Yogendra Kumar Kargi, mentioned that the company has succeeded in producing 5.62 million metric tons of paddy in the current fiscal year, stating that the weather has helped and chemical fertilizers have been made available on time. He said that 6 million metric tons of paddy should be produced next year. He stressed on the need to provide education, research, and education on paddy to the farmers. He said that the government has taken forward the work of opening a chemical fertilizer factory. He also said that programs should be focused at the local level for the development and expansion of agriculture. After the news report, let us now take a small commercial break. Stay with Krishi Television. After the commercial break, welcome back to Agriculture Affairs in Nepal. Dear viewers, let us now talk about dairy industry. Even though the government has set standards for the dairy industry, not all follow the standards. This could lead to health hazards in the public. Last year, many dairies were asked to follow the government regulations. Unfortunately, many did not listen and continue to do as they pleased. Recently, 4 dairies in Dhading are fined due to illegal standards. The Nepali people have to realize the rules on health are there to protect the people. 4 dairy industries in Dhading district have been taken action against. Let us look at this news report for a little while. 4 dairy industries in Dhading district have been taken action against. The action was taken after expired materials were found at the production site of the industry. Production and processing site was found to be dirty. Workers did not meet the health and safety standards of COVID-19 and license was not obtained for a long time. The district administration office and home office have fined Pashupati Dairy 10,000 rupees, NK Dairy 15,000 rupees, Mahankal Dairy 10,000 rupees and Canal Dairy 15,000 rupees after monitoring 4 different dairy industries. After the news report, let us now talk about Krishi Path mobile app. The corner has put the modern high-tech to the test. We are communicating with each other through Zoom. We are buying online and we're selling online. This is a revolution in communication and business. This milestone in human development will be talked about until the end of the human race. In Nepal, the farmers are finding the new technology very convenient for trade. More and more farmers are attracted to using the new technology. This is hoped to eliminate middlemen who make huge profit from the trade. Janani's social entrepreneurial Women's Cooperative Society has distributed about 10 million worth goats in the fiscal year 2077-78 BS after the Krishi Path mobile app was launched. Let us look at this news report for a little while. Janani's Social Entrepreneur Women's Cooperative Society has distributed about 10 million worth goats in the fiscal year 2077-78 BS after the Krishi Path mobile app was launched. Earlier, when contacting the traders, the middlemen were making profit and the farmers were incurring losses as they could not sell the goats on time. However, after the app came into operation, the sale of goats has become easier. Most of the area of Rapti Sonari Village Municipality of Banke District is covered with forest. Farmers of Rapti Sonari Village Municipality too have been attracted to goat rearing due to the forest surrounding the houses. The Janani Social Entrepreneur Women's Cooperative Society, which is based in the village, has been distributing goats and providing the required grains for the goats. They said that all the members of the cooperative are raising goats. In the past, farmers used to sell to cooperatives and city dwellers and traders. While middlemen would make a profit, the farmers would incur losses. But after the Nepal Home and Small Industries Federation Banke branch launched Krishi Path mobile app with the financial support of Care Nepal since last year, it has become convenient not only for the farmers but also for the cooperatives. Janani Social Entrepreneur Women's Cooperative Society has sold 10 million worth goats through the app, evading long time and middlemen.
यसमा हामीले झन्डै 5000 मूल्य बराबरको बाख्राको खाली 63 रुपैयाँ तिर्नुपर्छ किसानले। यो सबै पहिला बिमा गर्न किसानहरूलाई सारै गाह्रो, हामीलाई मनाउन यति थियो बाख्रा पनि बिमा गरिदिन्छ भन्ने। अहिले चाहिँ किसानहरू हाम्रो बाख्राको बिमा गरिदिन्छ भनेर आउनु भएको छ र बीचमा चाहिँ बिमाको पनि राम्रोसँग पैसा फर्टिएर भएको थियो। हामीले एनएलजी कम्पनीसँग चाहिँ काम गरिरहेका छौँ। अहिले विडम्बना अब हुन त नेपालमा अहिले यो देशैभरिको कोरोनाको महामारीले गर्दा पनि हुन सक्छ र किसानहरूबाट मरेका बाख्राको क्लेम चाहिँ अलि फर्चर हुन सकिरहेको छैन। यसका लागि पनि नेपाल सरकारले त्यहाँ पहल गरिदिनुपर्छ।
Bhadra Birvok of the same village has been raising goats for nearly 2 decades. He sells 5 to 6 lakh worth goats annually. He was given 50% grant by the Veterinary Hospital and Science Center Nepalganj for the construction of goat pen. His son is also raising goats by registering his own farm.
यो वर्ष कति पठाउनु भयो?
Dil Kumari Sharma, who has been living in Rapti Sonari for a long time after the villagers started earning a good income from goat rearing, has also started goat rearing. She now has 1 boyer goat and more than 30 kids of local variety.
पछि गएर ठुलो आम्दानी बढाउने सोच छ। अब बाख्रा उन्नत खालका बाख्रा छैनन्, यिनी काठे हुन्, यतै गाउँघरमा खरिद गरेको अनि राम्रा बाख्रा किन्ने विचार छ। भर्खर एउटा बोगाले भयो।
Many cooperatives in Rapti Sonari are working in partnership with farmers. Farmers have been buying, selling and distributing grains, goats and chickens. If the government creates a conducive environment for the easy sale and distribution of goods produced by farmers like Krishi Path mobile app, the middlemen will be eliminated. Reported by Jageshwar Singh Tharu. After the news report, let us now talk about floods in Rohtahat. Floods in Nepal due to recent rains have damaged agriculture and settlements. Many people have become homeless. The pain of loss in Melamchi will last for a long time. Similarly, the floods have damaged homes and agricultural fields in Chittagong as well. Liglig in Gorkha has been blocked due to landslide. In Rohtahat, the floods were slowly rising. This is threatening the settlements and infrastructure there. The farmers and other citizens are suffering. Due to incessant rains, the water level of various rivers and streams in Rohtahat has gone up. Let us look at this news report for a little while. Due to the incessant rains, the water level of various rivers and streams in Rohtahut has gone up. Along with the rising water level, the local administration has also urged the general public not to go near the river. The local administration has stopped the flow of water in the big rivers and small streams as the water level in Bagmati and Lal Bakaya rivers has gone up sharply. Chief District Officer at Rohtahut, Indradev Yadav, said that all the 30 gates of Bagmati irrigation project have been opened after the flow of the Bagmati river became high due to the rains in the hilly and Chure areas. Even though all the gates of Bagmati have been opened, water has not been released in both the east and west canals. Stating the 6 Sulis gate have been opened along with all the gates, Chief District Officer Yadav said that maintenance work is underway after the 3 spurs were damaged by the Bagmati River on Thursday. But despite the request of the local police administration not to go to the riverbank, the locals have been coming to the river for fishing and collecting firewood. After the news report, let us now talk about transplantation of paddy. Though the rains have caused a lot of pain in many parts of the country, the life must go on. The positive side of the rain is that the transplantation has started earlier this year. Many places where transplantation of paddy depends upon the rainwater have benefited from the recent rains. The government of Nepal is expecting more transplantation work this year and more production. Paddy has been planted in more than 27% of the country. Due to timely rains, farmers across the country have been busy in planting paddy. Let us look at this news report for a little bit. Paddy has been planted in more than 27% of the country. Due to timely rains, farmers across the country have been busy planting paddy. In State 1, 18% paddy has been planted. Paddy has been cultivated in an area of 2,25,800 hectares in State 1, and so far 32,021 hectares have been planted. The Directorate of Agriculture Development estimates that monsoon paddy will be planted in 3,40,829 hectares in the state this year. In Bagmati province, 21.22% paddy has been planted. The highest planting has been done in Sinduli at 40% and the lowest at 10% in Nuwakot. Paddy is planted in an area of 1,15,295 hectares. So far, paddy has been planted in an area of 24,288 hectares in Bagmati region. Similarly, 36% paddy has been planted in Gandaki state. Out of 120,530 hectares, paddy has been planted in 43,435 hectares so far, according to Agriculture Development Directorate. 47% paddy has been planted in Tanau, 25% in Lamjung, 20% in Parbat, 50% in Megdi, 25% in Gorkha, 55% in Nawalpur, 25% in Sangja, 50% in Baglung, and 35% in Kaski. Similarly, 47% has been planted in Lumbini. In Ropa, 90% of the fields have been planted, and in Gulmi, the lowest 7.7% has been planted. In Karnali state, 55% planting has been completed. About 80% of Dailek, Jajarkot, and Rukum West have been planted. In Surkhet, 45%, and in Salyan, 80% planting has been completed. Similarly, 73% planting has been completed in the far western states. According to the office, 85% paddy has been planted in Kailali, 70% in Kanchanpur, 70% in Assam, 90% in Bajura, 65% in Bajang, 62% in Baitari, 72% in Darchula, 75% in Danaldura, and 60% in Doti. This is all in Agriculture Affairs in Nepal with me, Nirmala Basnet. Before I go, let us review the main affairs of the day. Tea worth 3.5 arba has been exported in the first 11 months of the current fiscal year. In the fiscal year 2077-78, 5.6 million 21,000 metric tons of paddy has been produced. 4 dairy industries in Thading district have been taken action against. Thank you for watching Agriculture Affairs in Nepal with me, Nirmala Basnet. I'll be back with more affairs next time. Till then, Jai Krishi, Jai Kishan. Samriddha Krishi, Nepal Kishan.